Welcome back to Crypto Signals, the program where we analyze the signals, decipher the trends, and delve deeply into the financial future. Your name is me, and I am your host. And we're talking about one of the most hot, contentious, and potentially explosive subjects in the cryptocurrency industry right now today, XRP to $500. Yes, you heard correctly. Is it possible that XRP, the cryptocurrency that has endured legal disputes, institutional rumors, and international breakthroughs, would truly soar in 2025? Is the US Federal Reserve secretly getting ready to make real-time payments using XRP? And what role do Ripple's alleged escrow burn, CBDC development, and the BRICS countries all play in this? A storm is developing, and XRP may be on the launch pad if even half of the speculations are accurate. So grab a cup of coffee, take a deep breath, and let's explore what could be the crypto industry's largest sleeper play. Let's start domestically with the US Federal Reserve, the country's central bank, and its Fed. Now, real-time payment system which seeks to transform how we manage money by facilitating quicker and more effective transactions. FedNow, a major advancement in financial technology, was introduced in the middle of 2023 with the goal of modernizing payments in the US by enabling instantaneous bank transfers around the clock and settlement readiness in a matter of seconds. However, things started to become interesting in early 2025, provoking interest and conjecture in both the general population and financial experts. Questions and concerns were raised when several leaked documents that were purportedly related to FedNow testing laboratories and payment infrastructure meetings started to appear. These documents discuss Ripple's technology and, even more startlingly, XRP as a potential bridge asset for cross-border and interbank transactions, a groundbreaking discovery that has the potential to revolutionize the market. Of course, there isn't official confirmation, but we are beginning to piece together what might be going on behind the scenes. Ripple has already established a solid network and demonstrated its capabilities by working with more than 300 banks worldwide. XRP provides speed, scalability, and low fees, three pillars that the Fed now urgently needs as it scales to meet rising demands and expectations. Their technology has also been stress-tested in large volume situations, demonstrating its dependability and durability. An important turning point in the history of finance would be reached if the Fed were to incorporate XRP even for a test period, as the first cryptocurrency native asset to be actively considered at the center of US settlement railroads. Let's zoom out now and examine the central banking landscape globally. It appears that 2025 will be the most significant year for central bank digital currencies, or CBCs. China's ECNY is expanding into further cities. Live digital currencies are being piloted in Brazil and India. Digital euro experiments are being expanded by the EU. Ireland and Japan are both participating in RippleNet testbeds. Then there is the economic union known as BRICS, which has been actively promoting alternatives to SWIFT and the US currency. Several reports claim that the BRICS alliance is now actively investigating XRP as a neutral bridge currency to link their future CBDC systems. Strategically, this makes sense. The goal of BRICS is to avoid USD hegemony. Value transfers are instantaneous, neutral, and borderless with XRP. While the West is moving cautiously forward, Ripple is already constructing digital train tracks all over the world because of its current infrastructure, which offers the plug-and-play environment that central banks require. Now let's discuss XRP's tokenomic side, which has been a critical component that has been closely examined. With 1 billion tokens unlocked each month, Ripple has controlled a sizable amount of XRP in escrow accounts for years, raising questions about inflation or centralized control. The cryptocurrency has benefited and suffered from this tactic. However, in early 2025, reports started to circulate among cryptocurrency forums and the XRP community, igniting heated discussions and conjecture. In order to enhance market perception, satisfy institutional pressure, or just get ready for regulatory compliance, insiders began to insinuate that Ripple would undertake a massive burn of its remaining escrowed XRP. There are important ramifications to this possible action. How could a burn help? What effect would it have on the market? It might prevent billions of XRP from ever reaching the market, since it would permanently cut supply. The supply dynamic may be drastically changed by this cut. A traditional price driver, supply shock, is the result of fewer tokens and increased demand. The price may rise significantly as a result. In the meantime, the SEC lawsuit is nearing its conclusion and represents a turning point for Ripple and the cryptocurrency sector as a whole. This protracted legal dispute, which has clouded XRP for years, might eventually come to an end in 2025. And there could be huge repercussions if Ripple wins outright or receives a settlement. By doing so, the legal haze around XRP in the US would be lifted, enabling banks, funds, and institutional investors to enter the market lawfully. This might allow institutional funds to flow freely. Legal clarity, more demand, and decreased supply might all be explosive factors for XRP's future, paving the way for previously unheard of growth. Does $500 XRP make sense, or is it just wishful thinking? Let's do the math and determine whether this is a feasible scenario. Over $20 trillion is the US M2 money supply, which is an incredible amount of capital. By the way, that only includes the US, Europe, the BRICS, and Asia also have substantial financial reserves. There is a huge potential for $200 billion in inflow if just 1% of that cash were transferred into XRP via Fed. Now Rails CBDC settlement layers or liquidity reserves. Additionally, the quantity of XRP is limited at $100 billion. However, the actual circulating supply is far lower and more limited because a large portion has already been burned or off-market. $50 billion worth of XRP is being chased by $200 billion. With a limited supply, that is a lot of demand. Accordingly, XRP is valued at $4 for every $1 billion of demand, which means that $200 billion may raise the price to between $400 and $500. A notable rise. Is it assured? No. Is it technically feasible? Yes, under the correct circumstances. Particularly in a future where XRP is integrated into the financial ecosystem and monetary plumbing, changing our perception of digital currencies. What then should astute investors and inquisitive minds watch out for? FedNow's plan. Any reference to Ripple-related pilot projects, tokenized payments, or crypto interoperability. Introduction of CBDC, particularly in Japan, Ireland, and the BRICS countries. The name Ripple appears more often than you might imagine. Check for burns or frozen supplies when moving an escrow wallet. Everything could change if the SEC complaint is closed, settled, or is judged. XRP is mentioned in institutional activities, fund filings, custodial solutions, or cryptocurrency exchange-traded funds (ETFs). XRP may transition from speculative to infrastructure in 2025. That concludes the Crypto Signals program for today. Hit the follow button, share with your network, and provide a brief review if this episode has made you feel more confident about XRP or simply more knowledgeable. Remember that we'll be discussing the emergence of tokenized real-world assets and how traditional banking is being drawn into the blockchain whirlpool next week. In the interim, remain vigilant, maintain decentralization, and never forget that timing is crucial in the cryptocurrency space. Additionally, 2025 might be XRP's year. GAP2S. Before we conclude, let's look beyond 2025 and consider what might happen in the cryptocurrency market in the future. Given how quickly technology is developing, the world of digital assets may change from what it is today to something completely different in a few years. GAP1S. Imagine a society in which decentralized money is the standard rather than merely an option, and blockchain is smoothly incorporated into every aspect of daily life. Imagine smart contracts controlling everything from international trade to real estate deals, cutting out middlemen and drastically lowering expenses. GAP1S. Cryptographic security may undergo a revolution because to innovations like quantum computing, which would increase the blockchain's efficiency and security. AI integration, meanwhile, may result in more intelligent, flexible financial systems that are able to forecast market patterns with previously unheard of precision. GAP1S. What about the emergence of DAOs, or decentralized autonomous organizations? By redefining corporate structures and governance, these organizations might restore power to stakeholders and establish a more just economic environment. GAP1S. After 2025, it's possible that completely new asset classes will appear, tokenized in ways that are currently unthinkable. A new era of creativity and wealth may result from the convergence of blockchain with other cutting-edge technologies like IoT, 5G, and renewable energy. GAP1S. Therefore, even while XRP's ascent to $500 is an exciting prospect, keep in mind that there is a lot of potential in the larger crypto space. The greatest is yet to come, so maintain your curiosity, knowledge, and focus on the future. GAP2S. I appreciate you viewing, and until we meet again, enjoy discovering the crypto universe's boundless potential.